But in terms of immune support, what people can be doing to get through this virus with less severity, which is the goal, is, I mean, we've just got to accept the fact this thing is everywhere. It's not going away, and we're going to get exposed to it. We just need to assume we're all going to get exposed to it, and we're all going to get it at one point or another. So what I like for the adult immune system, vitamin D has been shown in multiple studies to be a really key factor in severity. So being sure your vitamin D level is above 30, which is kind of the basic low. A lot of us like to see that in the 40s or 50s. So a vitamin D supplement, if you're taking a vitamin D supplement that's pretty high dose, like a 5,000 international units, which I think that is, now they're doing it in milligrams, which 25 milligrams is 1,000. So anyway, if you're taking a 5,000 international unit daily dose, which a lot of people are, then you want to be sure that you have either some calcium that you're taking with it or some vitamin K2 just to protect the bones, because when you're taking high dose, you can have complications with that. Vitamin C is always important in cold and flu season. And we should be treating this like it's, omnipresent cold and flu season, really. And then the other thing that I like that I was not taking prior to SARS-CoV-2 pandemic is quercetin and zinc. So I think that probably most of your listeners are very familiar with zinc, like Zicam and things we take for colds. It really helps. And they may or may not be familiar with quercetin, although a lot of people are now. It starts with the Quercetin. That's an interesting molecule. The way it works is that it's a zinc ionophore. So zinc, when you take it in your diet or as a supplement, it doesn't really get into the cells. It's mostly outside of the cells. We need it in the cells to protect us from viruses. And so what the quercetin does is it brings it in. Zinc actually sits on the main enzyme that viruses need to hijack in our cells to reproduce themselves. So if we get a nice healthy level of intracellular zinc, which the quercetin pulls into the cells, then the virus has a harder time reproducing itself and infecting other cells and other people. So that's a great daily preventative. That's what I take every day. It's what I actually still have my kids taking it, even though they've all had coronavirus, because it also will help with, any RNA or DNA virus is doing the same thing. So it helps with all colds and flus. So that's what I do for adults. For kids, there's a chewable quercetin that you can get on, I don't know if we can say brand name things, but on the big place that everybody shops online. I don't know if you can say.
Amazon, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know
full disclosure, we're shareholders.
Okay, there you go. So you can get on Amazon. It's QBC Plex, I think is the name of it. It has quercetin, bromelain, has some vitamin C. So that's a chewable that kids can take and have that same compound. And then for little guys, really little guys, they make elderberry and zinc gummies. And I think those are a good way to have some zinc coming into their cells and keep them healthy and just help them with our little kids, the goal is just to get through this completely asymptomatic, right? At most, they're probably going to have a cold or light flu. Just kids, for the most part, breeze through this. And so if we just want to get everybody a step, like younger in life, like my seniors, I want them getting through it like a middle-aged person where they've got a cold or a flu, but they're not going to the hospital. For myself, I want myself getting through it like a 20-year-old, or a teen where, I've got some cold symptoms. And so for the little guys, we want them getting through it pretty much asymptomatic if we can. So that's where I think it's great if they can take, and of course, run it by your pediatrician, run it by your doctor, anytime you're taking a new supplement. But there's some great options. And like the elderberry and zinc gummies, they're available like at, CVS, Rite Aid. So I think it's a good idea to just kind of look at their immune system, be sure they're getting a little bit of an extra boost